Hello, I'm Nikolai Yanev from Learning Project Team. Today our guest is Professor Alexey Potebny from Sofia University, and he will talk about innovation in the knowledge about beauty. Or maybe I'm not quite wrong in introducing his lecture, and he could add more about the topic he's going to cover now.
Yes, hello, I'm very happy to be here. So, the main question what I put in my presentation is, are our beauty standards sustainable? So, this is point of view of marketing, and especially the topic is oriented to customer behavior. This is the main part.
This is the core of your lecture.
Yes.
And my first question comes out of my curiosity. Why this topic? How did you choose it? Why are you interested in it?
I'm pretty sure that you and all our viewers, they facing this problem. You open your wardrobe, it's full of clothings, and you're not pretty sure what to wear. So maybe the biggest problem is that we have more than 40% of our clothings which we never use, or we wear just once and that's it. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that especially ladies, they facing this problem that they need to buy extra one more wardrobe or bigger wardrobe. So I think that we have marketing point of view about this topic. And this point of view is, did the concept influence us somehow to make choice how we looks like? I think that, of course, the most beautiful is our body, but we need different packing to show us in different context to be more beautiful, to be more even to look more clever, to be more sexy, to influence attention of our potential partners, maybe life partners. Nobody knows. In different contexts, we need different clothings.
You said different contexts, and I have to confess that it's my first encounter with the term beauty standards. Can you explain what does beauty standard mean and how it differs in time in various social strata and also in relation to the gender, male, female?
I think that in our history, in fact, we know only 1% of our history, world history, is written. All the other is something like fairy tales, which is very important also. But when we talk about beauty standards, of course, I think that the key question here is, how do beauty standards influence our clothing choice? And of course, can marketing inspire this packaging? And what role can fashion play as a tool of social change? And based on those three questions, I think that in different eras we face in different examples. For example, in Middle Ages, there was not that important. All the clothings, they were less and more gray, not that much color. But a rich part of our society, they have access to expensive clothes. So, if like examples, we have a lot of fairy tales about the new clothings of the king and all those stuff. Then, in beginning of this era, we face in fast fashion, and those fast fashion like push us to be more variable. I mean, every day it's like a standard. We need to wear something different than previous. I'm pretty sure that here in Bulgaria you face in this situation when you wear twice same shirt and someone asks you, oh, maybe you doesn't sleep at your home. So this get more fast necessary to change our clothings, And of course, this is related with huge amount of rubbish what we produce. As I notice, only 40% of our clothes we wear twice or very rare. So I think that from here we need to enter deeply in influence of marketing and of course fashion and marketing topic in one point.
Well, it looks like this new way of producing clothes, producing fashion, producing beauty, setting new standards for beauty is somehow related to the industrialization of production, to the mass production of things we use in our daily lives. So you said it came with the beginning of our era, the era of the machines, the era of the mass production, when things are not made by hands and you can generate new objects on daily basis that are available to millions of people. You can set common goals to follow, common standards to stick to. I'm curious why it is so important the way we look in our clothes. Does it make us different persons?
This is of course very nice question. First of all, we know that everyone of course meet you on your clothings, but posture of your brain and your potential. I think that clothing is more than just a functional. It's a symbolize of individuality, status, and of course belonging. So sustainability fashion frames is something which relate with our way of life, with our understanding. And I think that we have a lot of psychological parts here. But let's go deeply in marketing mix because let's try to connect psychology, marketing and fashion. As a product, yes, we mentioned that this is not just a part of our life. This is something what we need. Now it's Christmas time in Bulgaria. You can see what happens in trade stores. Everyone go to buy something new, go to buy something fashionable to celebrate. So this is part of our way to celebrate. So this is emotional. This is not a rational choice. Then when we talk about price, yes, of course. Starting from those era when the people throw sabot, where is coming sabotage, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't know.
Oh, this is sabotage when in the beginning of industrialization they started to produce machines for Faber. Workers there, they were afraid that those machines can replace them. And they start to throw sabot, which is wood shoes. They start throwing the machines to stop them. And there is coming sabotage. Of course, now the price is getting lower. And I think that the problem is that also value of those products getting lower. Like for example, I'm pretty sure that every one of us have some clothes which keep from many years. And you keep them emotionally. You need them because they remind you for amazing periods part of your life. They remind you about amazing moments what you think that you can bring them back if you wear these clothes. But let's talk about our place. Limitation, our apartments, our environment is full of things what we don't need, and this is a problem. So when we talk about promotion, the fashion brands, they push us to say something more, to search for new products, to searching for a new clothes, to searching for a new shoes. That of course is related with huge volume of rubbish what we produce. So in fact we need clothing for short emotional moments, but as a result this is resulting in a big amount of rubbish. But we talk about marketing concepts, and here the most important is those number of people who support this process. Fashion industry is quite big. We have a lot of fashion brands, we have a lot of stores where you can buy. I think that now every one of us have some experience buying clothes online, and we're getting better and better. This make for us very easy access. For us now to buy clothes is something what you click by several clicks, by your card, and you have it. You have it in the box, you have it in post, or someone will bring you as a delivery. This is also related with the process. The process now, the access and all those stuff is quite easy. And of course we have a lot of complicated processes in our life, but to buy new clothes is simple. And of course more aged and more engaged with emotional part of our brain. So when we talk about the next element, because now we are talking about not only those product, place, price and promotion concept, we talk about 9 P's, where we have of course physical evidences that product can be delivered. I think that we have practice. For example, you buy from online store of one fashion brand, but the price online can be better. So we face a trend that many people, they just go to check is the clothing's fit on you, and then they are going and ordering online. This is a totally new paradigm. This is the totally new organizational process. We have now a lot of points of partnership. We can make a partnership between brands, between clothings. That's why today we are talking about multi-brands. Most of the stores, what we can face in, they are multi-brands. So even brand here is not that important. Of course, it's related with functionality, but we have different segments of people who are working on a different aspects of our psychology. So when we go about psychology, it's quite interesting to think about this. What from our psychological asset push us to think about beauty standards. What is beautiful today? When we talk about beautifulness, understanding for beautiful is quite wide. I do remember this era when we have, for example, those fashion icons like Evangelista, best models. Yes, they were slims, they were beautiful, they were very amazing, but now we have different standards for beautifulness. So from this concept, from the psychological part of this knowledge, we have self-concept, we have social comparison, and of course identity signing. To sign ourselves as a unique. We don't want to be regular. Maybe even in Eastern European countries, post-communistic countries, when the main concept was equality, now we need to be different. Now we need to express ourselves in our unique way. So here we need to, of course, to put several concepts related with those psychological assets. This is self-concept and, of course, ideal self-understanding, how we are ideal, how we look perfect. Then, of course, is social comparison theory. We are in different field, and we need to be a perfect worker. This means that we need to fit in this style of beautifulness and understanding for corporate level, for example. But then in sports, when we go, for example, in the gym, we compare with the others. They wear fashion brands, and this somehow obliges also to searching for those fashion brands, to searching for well-known brands. For example, now in Bulgaria, we are quite dominated with only 3 brands. I count them these days. This is amazing. Everyone copy someone else. Is this beautiful standard? Probably no. I think that this is trap coming from marketing activities of the campaigns. Of course, we have some marketing implication and amazing examples related with this brand. Let's not forget about companies like Patagonia. They are now promoting to repair clothes, service which is not very, I can say now is rare. It's very complicated now to repair your clothes. To repair your shoes, you need to search and you need to invest a lot of time to repair your shoes. It's much easier comparing with the process of online buying of the new one. That's why maybe we are not very motivated to repair our shoes, to repair our clothing. It's much easier to buy the new one. The main question is what we are doing with the old one. Are they rubbish? Probably no. They can be used with simple investment of small amount of money. You can repair, you can even make them more interesting. You can make them more unique, not mass production. The main problem of mass production is that when you went out on the street, everyone looks like you. And where is here the appeal of individuality? It's missing. So, of course, we're facing some challenges. The first challenge is perfection bias. Second challenge, of course, is to redefine our understanding for package. Because, in fact, we are products. And we need to be packed in different contexts because every one of us, on a daily basis, we need to jump in different roles. But it's not so easy. And of course, we need to think about our needs. When we talk about needs, here I think that the most interesting is that we pretend to be individuals, but we are going to buy mass production. Why? So I can put a lot of different aspects. What role can fashion play to a social change? I think that this is the most important. Fashion is very visible. For example, we know a lot of influencers. For example, let's go to Kim Kardashian. I think that she is not that perfect example like those best models, what we are talking about, but they are very visible. In fashion is very visible. So I think that fashion can be this amazing fundament to start to promote sustainability. And maybe this is the first step of change. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember when you bought your first, high-branded shoes?
Well, I don't quite remember the exact moment, but I guess it might be related with my first salary, the first money I've earned. So probably it was then, when I had the resources to buy brand shoes, a brand pair of shoes.
I remember this moment because I'm child from 80s, and I remember this moment. That was in 90s. I collect big amount of money. This is almost like one salary in this time to buy my first sport shoes because I was in sport in athletics in this time, and I really remember this emotional moment when I get in the store and I bought these shoes. I will not talk about brand because I don't want to promote this company, but I remember how I keep carry about those shoes. Now I can't see this kind of attention in the new generations. They understand that clothing is something what we have and we will have forever.
Something that is given.
Something that is given. We need to respect clothing. First, because even in industrial era, this is something which is coming from products which is not renewable. I mean, for example, to produce fiber, to produce cotton, we make big mistake because we think, oh, it's fiber, it's cotton. No, this production is very is related with huge amount of emission of CO3, CO2, and all those chemicals, and this can destroy our environment very fast. I think that brands, they will not lose if they start to promote sustainability, to start to promote renewing, repairing, and maybe to start to promote respect to sustainable fashion. I think that big brands, they will not lose if they reduce number of pieces what they sell. They need to think about price in aspect to spread some amount from the total price and to think about environment. Maybe this fast fashion is trap what we need to escape, and I think that with marketing tools, influencers, brands, and maybe all we can have a good example. I think that even we can promote, for example, to repair, and this need to be celebrated. That you doesn't throw it, in the same moment you are not imperfect, but in the same moment you have something unique, because you do invest your own energy, your own creativity to repair your clothes, to repair your shoes. I think that this is a good concept, and this is the beginning of this very necessary change what we need now. Now it's not winter like winters 20 years ago. Maybe this is a sign that we need change.
Well, you added quite a big set of different views on beauty because my impression at the beginning of our lecture was that it's only about sales, about mass production. Now I see kind of a more human face that fashion and marketing oriented towards fashion could have. You mentioned words like emotion, sustainability, and being responsible. So we already heard about one famous brand that introduces such practices in its industry to repair, to give the customer the chance to repair their clothes. Could you give us another example? How do big companies try to adapt to this new world we are living in?
I say one brand. This is Patagonia, but now we are not we are not talking about brand Patagonia, we're talking about Foundation Patagonia, because they have big number of followers. We use this company as example. And followers of this company, they really understand their mission as a religion. They have a same characteristic as a religion. They have a platforms for exchange of clothings. They have community network of connected users, and they have their own specific way of talking. They have own specific way of understanding of those products of sustainable fashion. So now we are in the new trend of marketing. This is social marketing. We need to find the balance between these. Of course, marketing is a supportive function of management. This is not core function in the company. This is supportive function. And this supportive function is related and connected with information exchange, but also not only information about the price, information and exchange of values. So big brands, they need to communicate more values what all the society needs. We need to understand that this environment is not unlimited. We have limitation, and I think that it's much better to think how to make our life in our home, earth-like home, to make it better than to search for opportunities on the moon or in Mars. No, it's simple. We need just to change our standards about beautifulness. And from this understanding that the most beautiful is natural, I think that we can build a new sustainable era, even in fashion industry, which is the most visible part of communication. We change clothes every day. We change our packaging every day. So this is important.
Thank you for being our guest and sharing this important message to our viewers and listeners.
I hope it will be very useful and everyone will think what to wear next day. More beautiful or more sustainable? Thank you very much.